Hi guys, welcome back to Stormsurf California Amazing here. I've got Cat. You could just pie me in the water. We are in Half Moon Bay at the moment. We've got quite an overcast day, about 8 to 10 knots wind speed and slightly conflicting swells out there. But we'll head over to Mark to get a bit more information about this week.
I am Mark Sponsler from Stormsurf.com, and welcome to the weather forecast for Swim California for the week starting Monday, August 17th. We'll first take a look at Catherine's current position here. Zooming in, this is California, Southern California down here. We'll zoom out just a little bit. There's Baja, Southern California, Central California, Northern California. Catherine has made tremendous progress. She is currently basically off of Moss Beach, which is just south of San Francisco. There's San Francisco, the city, Moss Beach there, Half Moon Bay there, making great progress to the south, probably about 50% of the way through her journey. The nearest buoy is Half Moon Bay, 24 nautical miles south-southwest of San Francisco. Looking at current wind conditions, winds west-northwest, 290 degrees at 8 to 10 knots. Wave height 3 feet at 12 seconds. I mean, this is a great, relatively calm sea state. More importantly, the water temperature 60.8 degrees, the air temperature 59. So the water's actually warmer than the air. This is as of Monday evening. I'm sure that air temperature will warm up as we get into the day on Tuesday. And then looking at another buoy south of where she's at, the Monterey Canyon buoy, just 50 miles south of her current position. Water temperature up to 61.6 degrees and wave height 2.8 feet at 14 seconds. There's a little southern hemi swell running, but it's like literally nothing. And there's a little bit of northwest wind swell in the mix, but really pretty much ideal conditions. So we're going to take a look at current wind conditions and also the forecast. So let's get oriented. Southern California here, Central California here, San Francisco right there. So Catherine's basically right under that tag. Winds northwest, according to the model as of right now, about 10 knots. We'll put this into motion. We'll start on Tuesday morning, winds northwest 10 knots or so, maybe building to 15 knots in the afternoon. Wednesday, winds northwest 10 to 15 knots in this area, maybe a little bit more, but basically not bad at all. Thursday, again, winds northwest 15 knots, maybe 20 knots off the coast. And then into Friday, more of the same, northwest 15. This is exactly what you want to push yourself to the south. Then we'll get into Saturday, same deal, northwest 15 knots. I mean, it's just kind of a machine. And then Sunday, northwest 15 knots again. Yes, stronger winds off of Northern California. That'll produce a little bit of a northwest wind swell to help push her south, but nothing of any real concern. We can take this out even a little bit further. We get into Monday a week from now and winds die only 10 knots out of the northwest, and that's the end of the model run late Monday night, early Tuesday a week from now, the 25th of August. Then we zoom in using the high-res model, the NOM model. This is basically painting the same picture, maybe even less. 4 p.m. Monday, we have this light shade of blue, so 7-knot west-northwest winds. Get into Tuesday morning. Here we go. Northwest at 5 knots, basically, building to 7 knots in the afternoon. We can get to Wednesday as well. Same sort of pattern, northwest at 5 knots in the morning and 7 knots in the afternoon. I think we have one more day's worth of data here. Thursday morning, same deal, northwest 5 knots or less, building to, what do we get in the afternoon? 10 knots. So not bad at all. This is really great swimming conditions. Then we take a look at the current. This is where Catherine currently is. This is positioned basically right off Half Moon Bay. You see this little bit of a southeast to east current, but it's only 0.06 of a meter per second. That's like literally no current at all, which is what one would expect just looking at the wind models, weather models. Basically a calm sea state from a wind perspective. And then finally, we take a look at the sea state. Again, Half Moon Bay right here, that's about where Catherine is. Seas in the 3 to 4 foot range. The arrows showing, or the vectors showing, a southerly swell. This is actually coming from a storm that was under New Zealand 10 days ago. But the swell size is so small as to be insignificant. There is northwest wind swell in the mix as well. Let's get into Tuesday. You see the vectors start turning more northwest. Seas at 2 to 3 feet. Go into Wednesday. Maybe they real near shore 3 feet, maybe 4 feet or 5 feet out where she's going to be on Wednesday. Thursday up to 6 feet, but again, coming from the northwest, pushing her to the south. Friday, same sort of deal, 4 to 5 foot seas. Let's go to Saturday, see where we're at. Again, larger seas, 7 foot well off the coast, but 4 to 5 feet, maybe even less, because she'll be relatively close to the coast down here, maybe 3 feet. Sunday, same deal, 2 to 3, maybe 4 feet. And we can get to Monday, and again, 2 to 3 foot seas. So really a quite good setup. So the forecast for this week is looking about as ideal as it could. A light sea state, winds out of the northwest, helping to push Catherine to the south, but not blowing very strong, in the 5 to 10 knot range pretty much for the entire week. Water temperatures considerably balmy, or comparatively balmy, compared to what she was experiencing weeks ago up in the north end of California, and in a good position, probably at about the halfway point now, and heading south with a bit of wind to push her on her journey. So things looking good for this week. Again, I am Mark Sponsler from Stormsurf.com, and we will do this update again on Monday, a week from now. Thanks so much for watching.